WLG me.
So here it is. Go ahead, Ray.
Obvious. My number one game is Last of Us 2. Right? No surprise here, right? Everyone probably knew who's watching our show before.
Where it was going.
Yeah, knew what at least my number one was going to be,
Yeah.
right? Because I think that this game, it is imperfect in some ways, and then absolutely the pinnacle of gaming history in other ways.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to reward it for that because it is. It's the absolute pinnacle of gaming achievement in some ways. And in those ways, it's just in the details, in the perfection of the gameplay, in the perfection of how the characters interact with each other, how they tell the story. Like, the story may be flawed, but how they tell it is absolutely jaw-dropping. There really isn't any sometimes words to describe the level of detail and perfection that they put into their world. It's hard to describe to somebody, even in the way that they play. We've tried, right? We talk here, we try, and we mention these things, but it's hard to even describe until you actually play it and feel it yourself. Feel how the characters move through the grass. Feel how the enemies survey the land and hunt for you. Feel how the weapons shoot and fire. Feel how you attack and get someone in stealth mode and how they look and feel. These things have to be experienced to really be appreciated, right? And a lot of people, they decided to boycott this game, and I get it. Like, I get it. Like, I'm a conservative. Whatever you get, I get it. Some of the issues you have with some of the choices they made were political. Like, I get it. And I can understand. But the game is so incredible. Don't rob yourself of experiencing this game and all of its detailed glory. I do want to go back and play it through again. Like, I do, especially on the PS5. Like, I'm really curious to see how it plays through again on the PS5. I'm really probably for sure going to play through it again if they ever do a PS5 update. Then I will probably,
graphics or something like that?
Yeah, like if they update the graphics. Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to trying it.
I think the remastered of The Last of Us is getting like an upgrade
right
to the PS5.
Exactly.
So they're definitely going to do the second
exactly.
one.
And so I agree. And the thing is, like, I lost my train of thought there for a minute. But The Last of Us 2, to me, in all sense of the word, is perfect in some ways, flawed in other ways. But I can't wait to play it again. I'm looking forward to play it again. And remember, this game is on the PS4. I mean, when you think about that, you look at Cyberpunk and you're like, gosh, man. And you look at Last of Us 2. Like you said, like, did we even feel a bug? Did we even see any glitches? I don't think it crashed on me once. You know, like, no one knows, like, the kind of effort it takes behind the scenes to deliver that kind of experience, you know? Like, this game looks better than anything ever produced on the PS4 in the entire existence of a generation. It looks better, it's more detailed, and it's bugless. And they delivered it on time. I'm sorry, man, but this game is just a league of its own. In my opinion, it's in a league of its own. I mean, you can have a different game that you liked more, but I'm just talking about in the sense of what they achieved here and what they accomplished. The Last of Us 2 is in an absolute, utter league of its own. Even as much as I hated some of the story choices, it's so incredible that I can't say enough good about it. It's revolutionary, and for me, it absolutely is worthy of Game of the Year. And there are some other great games, like even on my list, that I absolutely adored, but this game is absolutely in a league of its own. So that's my Game of the Year.
All right, guys. So for my Game of the Year, I don't know. You might be surprised, you might not be, but I'll tell you why.
Stumped, man.
I'll tell you why
What
it's
it
my
could
Game of
be.
the Year.
It was Maneater?
No. So it came out in March 2020, right when the COVID outbreak started happening. It's Call of Duty Warzones.
Oh, wow. Right. That came out in 2020, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
March 2020.
Okay.
So let me tell you why.
Man, I would have never guessed that.
Let me tell you why this is my Game of the Year. So I went and thought, what game did I play the most this year? and it was Call of Duty. That's not why it's my game of the year. But the reason why Warzones is my game of the year is because I thought back. I've pretty much bought every Call of Duty since Call of Duty 1 on PC, like in 2002. I'm a longtime Call of Duty fan, but one thing that I started to hate about Call of Duty was a new game every year, and it kind of like things that you like from the previous games were gone in the wind. You had to wait until that franchise, let's say Black Ops, like the Black Ops Zombies, you had to wait for years till the next Black Ops comes out to kind of pick up where you left off, if you will.
Right.
So what they did with Warzones is they finally made a mode that is going to cross every game that they release ever again.
And like bridge the gap
and
between
bridge
them,
the
right?
gap between all these games. Is there
Nice.
guns that you liked? Guess what? They're going to stay in Warzones. Is there particular abilities that you liked? Guess what? They're going to stay in Warzones.
Interesting.
Is there a particular console or platform that you like? Guess what? It's cross-platform. It's free on every console system, and it's free. And your one account rules them all. You bring your account from PC, you play on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
You bring it to the Xbox. They broke the barriers down.
Mm-hmm.
They're, I feel like they're revolutionizing first-person shooters, and this mode is actually more popular than the bread and butter deathmatch, than the bread and butter multiplayer.
Yeah.
The
This
Royales.
this is my favorite battle royale, and you get to experience the awesome Call of Duty gameplay. If you like Call of Duty for first-person shooters, this encompasses all the perfect, gunplay. And this improves on one gripe that people have. They hate that you instantly die. You instantly die. You instantly die.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
in Warzones, they added armor that stacks. So you have, instead of 100 hit points in a regular game, I'm kind of simplifying it. In this game, you have 250 health compared to like 100. So with the same gun you have, it's like you're killing 2.5 people. So it's more of a lasting gameplay. It's not just, I spawned and they saw me through the corner of my eye.
got you, and then
So,
you're done.
granted, you can still get sniped and RPG'd and things, which makes sense. Like, if you get RPG'd, you should die. There should be no.
Right.
But it's more lasting. It's more tactical. You have to really communicate with your team. Or if you just want to play singles, you're not punished. You can play a mode where it's just 1v1v1.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's many different,
That's how I would
avenues.
play it.
There's many different avenues to play. And they all have their typical feel. And, Activision does a great job at, or whoever's developing the game, they do a great job at making it fresh. There's, season passes. There's, added content, added skins. Every holiday that comes around, they add something special to make it feel fresh. So for a free game, just like Genshin Impact, this game is worth buying. If it was $60, I would buy it. And it's just awesome to know that they're going to keep this game going. And for example, the new Cold War that come out, it's free this weekend. So I'll be able to try some of the new guns and use them, in Warzones. If there's a Cold War weapon that I like, I can download, I could play, the standard deathmatch and level that gun up. So when I go back to Warzone, I'm fully unlocked all the attachments. So they just did a great game. They did a great way at giving you a taste and giving you a reason to buy the full game if you want. Because I went out and bought the Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
I played the campaign. I did everything. I actually I bought it to play
Upgrade
it all,
your weapons, right?
upgrade it, and sell it. But I actually kept it. I liked it.
Yeah.
So they did a great way of just
It's pretty
making
genius
their
what they did.
franchises mesh with each other. Like, this is genius. Like, good job to you.
Definitely, man.
This was my game of the year. I was playing it last night, as a matter of fact, with Eric Wilson. Shout out to Squid. Shout out to Joe. We were playing it. We picked up where we left off when we were played together before, and it's just a fun time. So that was my game of the year.
Okay, so you just heavy into the first person shooters. Then.
He's heavy into the multiplayer games. If you notice his list,
Yeah,
it should
Yeah,
kind of
that's true.
gives an insight into kind of the games we play.
yeah,
Yeah,
for
interesting.
sure.
It's a good one. Yeah, you picked Rogue Company. You picked
That was my 10. And
Fall
then my
Guys. You picked Warzone.
Wasteland. Wait, no, that
No,
was
Wasteland.
one.
Yeah.
I think I only picked 3 multiplayer games.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I thought I'm just from what I'm remembering. You have quite a few multiplayer games.
Yeah.
I didn't have any.
Gotcha.
I don't think I had any.
All right, so my number one, right, wasn't The Last of Us 2.
I know. I'm
What
shocked.
is it?
My number one is actually Neo 2.
Oh wow.
Oh.
So the reason
That's
why
crazy. So that's one game I haven't played yet. I actually got that on Black Friday for like $9. I'm really excited to play it.
did you? They
Yeah.
had just released the combination one, so they gave you Neo 1 and Neo 2, and I believe it's going to be able to be played on the PS5 with the upgraded graphics and whatnot. But it was like like the combo to give both of them.
Yeah, see, I know for certain if I had played that, it would have been on my top 10 for sure. Something would have been booted off. But I don't know if it would have been better than any of my top 3, though. But I got to hear it. Let me hear this, because you played this thing, man. You loved it.
All right, so I really love like the Souls games, right? Dark Souls, Demon Souls. I want to play that, but I really enjoyed the first one. I enjoy that agony of getting defeated multiple times and then finally being able to triumph. You know what I mean? That feeling of accomplishment,
Right.
that rush that you're getting when you're playing the game.
Definitely.
Because some stuff is
Great
like
feeling.
it's literally like you're on the edge because you almost got that guy beat, but he could pull off something to kill you or whatever. And I just kind of I enjoy the games where it feels like I'm learning, like I'm progressing. You know what I mean? That I'm not just doing the same, hit moves or whatever. That I'm trying to like maneuver around this guy
Right.
and learn how to dance with this guy.
Right.
You know what I mean? And be able to defeat him. So Neo 1, I really enjoyed that game. But the one thing that it was lacking was the story. I didn't really care about the story.
Right.
So I just skipped past all that stuff. It was all about, what's the next level, let me get over there, play that, whatever. But Neo 2 was like a completely different thing. And maybe it was because of the fact that you got to customize your own character. So it was you instead of William, who was the protagonist in the first one. Or maybe it was just, I don't know. Maybe it was like something extra about the story. But I felt like I was really involved in the story as it progressed. And, each little part of the map told like a different story. There was different characters that you came across that had the different ways that they lived, and then they might have died, or like the scenarios that they came across, and then you get to see these guys in the afterlife, and then you talk to them, and then they have like requests of you to go and get this or go and stop that person or just come fight me. Like, I died in battle, like I want you to fight me to see where I really gauge. You beat this guy who beat me, so I want to fight you and see where we stand. But there was a lot of things to do. I felt like you couldn't just go through. I mean, you'd have to really, really know the map, but it was hard to just go through the map and find everything that you needed to find in the map. You'd have to go in a couple of times maybe. There was always something to collect. The loot grind, because there was tons of gear that dropped for you, and there was always it was always random. So you're sitting there hunting for like the perfect piece to go towards your build or whatnot, and sometimes it drops here only with this person or whatever. But it was that constant hunt. I loved that the maps looked really cool. They looked detailed. Your character looked great. Like, the game looked beautiful.
Right.
Definitely not on the level of like Tilu 2
Not as detailed.
or Ghost of Tsushima or something like that in that detail, but it looked really great. And the fact that you could see all of your items,
But it was just more fun for you
all
than
that
anything
stuff.
else this year, right?
Yeah, it was super fun. I invested a lot of time into it. I'm not even good on builds. So, I'm sitting there watching videos and trying to figure out how to do builds and different things like that. But just figuring out how things work, the new weapons that they added in compared to the first one, the fact that they've dropped a DLC already, and I think they're dropping another one soon, I believe, if they haven't dropped it. Actually, they just dropped it about like a week ago, so I got to get back on it. Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's one of those things where it's not like a bike. Like, if you fall off of it and you forget to, like, you don't ride it after a while, like, you got to go back in and relearn it. You know what I mean? Because you have to, like, know how your character is moving and how he's working just to add a new weapon in. You can't just go into continue in the levels that you've been doing. You should probably go back to one of them old ass levels that you was in and try your new weapon out and figure it out in there. Because
Right.
if you go into the new, you're gonna get wrecked. And you're going to be like, damn, why can't I progress? Because you got to figure out how to work the weapon. So it's almost like some skill, some finesse to being able to progress using all of these different weapons. And they're versatile. And then, you have the aspect where you can fight against other players. You know what I mean? And that was always cool in Dark Souls. So, to add this. So essentially, it's like because I didn't get my Demon Souls this year. Right? I didn't get a Dark Souls.
Mm-hmm.
This was my Dark Souls. And so therefore, because I love that genre of game, that type of game so much, I was just so invested in it.
Right.
Like I just wanted to keep playing. I wanted to get to the end.
Yeah, I'm sure if
items
Elden
and
Ring
stuff like
released
that.
this year, it would have been all of our number ones, right? But we didn't have that.
Right, right.
So, I'm super excited to play Neo. Like, I'm really excited to play Neo too. Like, I'm really pumped to try it. And like I said, like if I had played it, I'm sure without a doubt it would have been on my top 10.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to really see if it would overtake one of my top 3 games. But yeah, I'm pumped to play it, man. And like, you really liked it. And so that means quite a bit, for me wanting to try it. So interesting choice, man. I wasn't even thinking. That wasn't even what I was thinking.
You forgot about Neo
Yeah,
too,
I forgot, man. I forgot Neo too. I totally forgot about Warzone. I would never even ever guessed that. Like,
yeah, I definitely wasn't thinking about
that's
Warzone.
totally out of the left field. But I get why you love it. Like, I get all the reasons why you love it. It is it's a very well done game. It is, and it's captivated the world, man. Everyone loves Warzone.
I love you, me.